Well, hi everybody and welcome back to another video. I have a grocery shopping haul for you today, but this grocery haul that I have for today is going to feed us actually for the week. My inspiration is a Middle Eastern Mediterranean meal plan for this week. And so I made a list and I got everything that I needed. Most of it was just fresh vegetables and a few other things. And then I'll show you what I actually had on hand. So it really did save me quite a bit of money. So I went to Winco today to pick up some items for our Mediterranean meal plan for this week. And let me turn you around and show you what I got. All right, so this week we're doing Mediterranean, Middle Eastern inspired dinners. Now this kosher salt was not on my, well, it was on my list, but it's not a part of the meal plan. I did need some kosher salt because I used a good portion of it to clean off my flat top grill over the weekend. So that's to replace that. I picked up some Greek yogurt. Even though I have just some regular yogurt in the refrigerator, I'm gonna stick to the Greek yogurt. My mom was looking for some of the sazon, the tropical flavor in California. I couldn't find it, but I found it at my Winco here in the Lacey area. So I picked up one for her and I got one for myself. These were like $2.09. I picked up a big container of feta cheese in the block. It's 20 ounces. This was probably the most expensive item that I bought. I think it was between $6 and $8. I'm not quite sure, but I wanted to make sure that I had enough feta cheese for the dinners that I was gonna make this week. The meals that I'm planning are also requiring some dill and some mint. I'm not really sure like how much I'm gonna need, so I bought 2 things of the dill and just 1 container of the mint. I picked up some baby arugula, 2 red onions, 2 lemons, a large tomato, a green bell pepper. I still have an orange and a red, I believe an orange and a red. I still have some bell peppers sliced up in the refrigerator from last week, so I'm gonna use those. I need 1 jalapeno, but I got 2 just in case. I have 2 bunches of cilantro and 4 bunches of parsley. I needed some English cucumbers. Winco didn't have any. They just had regular cucumbers, so I picked up 3. I still have half of a English cucumber in the refrigerator from a Mediterranean salad that I made last week. That was amazing. It was so good. I can't believe I ate all of that, and it was leftovers too. And then I picked up some pita bread for one of our meals, but I need the leaven bread that I can roll up. I also picked up a pack of paper towels. All of that is in the shed. All right, so my total that I spent is $56.51. The toilet paper was almost $15, so roughly $46. And then I still need to get a package of the leavened flatbread, or I think it's the unleavened bread, and some pine nuts. So I'm gonna stop at the grocery outlet on my way home and pick that up along with some cream and some milk and half. That's the only thing that's missing. First, I have a hair appointment. So I'm gonna go run, get my hair done, and we're gonna be right back and you guys can all see what my new hairdo is gonna look like. So, what do you think? Just nice long layers, and one of the requirements was that I needed to be able to put my hair up in a bun when I sleep, and that checks out. So, thank you, Nicole. I love it, and I will see you in 6 weeks before I go to San Antonio. All right, let me show you what I picked up at the grocery outlet on my way home. Okay, the first thing I did was I grabbed 2 bags of the Gardetto's pretzel snack mix. These were on clearance for 75 cents each, so I grabbed 1 for myself and for Amato. I need some pine nuts for one of the recipes that we're gonna be making this week. I also grabbed a bag of the whole milk mozzarella. There's 10 packs. These were only $2.99. Everywhere else they were $3.99. So these are just great for snack and go. And last week, if you saw the grocery haul, I picked up a pack of this Tillamook spicy Colby Jack cheese, and we made some smash burgers this weekend and used this cheese, and my lord, this cheese is amazing. If you like spicy food, this cheese is going to be right up your alley. And when it says lay on the heat, they're not joking. This cheese was spicy and it was so good. We were out of Dijon mustard, so I picked up a container of the Dijon and the stone ground. These were on clearance for $1.50 each, so I got those two. I am completely out of garlic powder, and I was looking for the big bulk garlic powders. They didn't have any, so I just grabbed one of these for $1.49, and then when I can make it to my restaurant supply store, I will grab one of the bigger containers. I also grabbed some Kalamata olives. Even though I have some in the storage, we're going to use those for this week. So I wanted to replace them. And this looked just interesting simply because it just came in a tin can. So I'm going to give these a try. I love Kalamata olives. They are my favorite. So I'm sure they're going to taste good. And again, I picked up this time a half gallon of half and half. Amato just goes through it like crazy. So I grabbed a half gallon of the half and half, and then I got just the pint of the heavy whipping cream. I would have gotten two, but their expiration date is June 15th. And I would have gotten also the half gallon one, but I don't think I can use it in the week that it's giving me. So just a pint. I still have about a half a pint left, so we're in good shape. And then I was going through the freezer and I didn't have any edamame, so I picked up a bag of edamame. Every time I've gone to the grocery outlet here in Lacey, they haven't had any, but the one in Yelm was stocked full, so I grabbed a bag. All right, my total at the grocery outlet for this week was $46.84. Right, and my inspiration for this week's meals is this spice called sumac. Have you guys ever heard of it? If you have ever used sumac, go ahead and let me know what you used it for in the comment section. I'm just going to read you what it says on the back. Sumac grows wild throughout the Middle East and parts of Italy. The dark purple-red berries are sold dried or ground and have fruity, astringent tastes. The Turkic sumac and those berries grown at the highest latitude are said to be the best flavored of the sumacs. The berries are picked just before they ripen and dried. Sumac is used in cooking of Lebanon, Syrian, Turkey, and Iran. All right, so this was my inspiration, so we're going to be using that in many of our meals this week. I also already had some bulgur. That's going to be for the tabbouleh. I've got garbanzo beans, dried garbanzo beans. I needed some Aleppo pepper. This is all I had is a honey Aleppo pepper, so hopefully that won't make it taste too sweet. I needed some capers, so I grabbed some of those out of my pantry. I also grabbed my tahini, my canned garbanzo beans, and my cardamom seeds. We're gonna make a lentil salad one day, so I have a bag of lentils. I need some tomato paste, and then I have these medley of olives that I found at Big Lots, I don't know, last year. So we're gonna maybe use some of those. Definitely we're gonna use the Kalamata olives, but they are whole, so I think I need to get the pit out. So we're gonna see which ones have a pit and which one doesn't. I'm gonna use the olives that don't have the pit inside of them. And this is whole olives as well. So I don't really think it's gonna matter which ones I use, but I'm gonna use this one first because these are the oldest ones, and then I'm gonna put these back in my pantry. So straight out of the pantry, these are the items that I didn't have to buy. All right, and here is my haul. I spent a total of $103 between the stores. However, $15 of that were paper towels, and then another $2 of that was cat food for Wednesday. I pick up a couple of cans of cat food for Wednesday every once in a while. She did come to see me today, and I didn't have anything to give her. I felt so bad. So a total of $88.35, really minus the $2. So really $86 is roughly what I spent. Again, there are just a few things that I'm not going to be using for meals this week, but we still use every day. This sazon is going to go to my mom. One of those is for her, and then I'm going to use the other one. And I thought it was really interesting. I've never seen the tropical flavor before, but this is great for yellow rice stews and soups. There's 20 packets for $2, so I thought that was a great deal. And I'm sure that she will love it once she gets it. I also stopped by this farm stand down the street from my house, and she had eggs, so I picked up 2 dozen eggs. They were $6 a dozen, and I couldn't be more happy. This is the second time I've been able to get some eggs from her, and they are just absolutely delicious. So I picked those up, adding just another $12 this week to our total. All right, we are on Wednesday. It's a couple days since I did my grocery haul, and I was just too tired Monday to even cook anything. And then yesterday our neighbors came over to ask us if we can watch Wednesday. They primarily take care of her, but she comes over here and eats too, and to water their garden and stuff, because they're going to Tennessee for a couple weeks. So they were here for a little while yesterday, and by the time I pulled everything out, Amato just wasn't hungry. I wasn't really hungry, so I just snacked on, I think I just had like some salami and cheese, and Amato didn't have anything. He said he wasn't hungry. He had a late lunch. So I just prepped my vegetables, and I have everything ready for the tabbouleh salad. And the only thing that I need to do is just cook the bulgur wheat. So let me turn you around and let me show you what we got. I've never used bulgur wheat before, and the recipe or the instructions on the back of the bag versus the recipe are totally different. So I'm kind of confused, but we're gonna work through it, and we're gonna see and pray, hopefully keep our fingers crossed that this meal comes out. So let me turn you around and let me show you what I got. This is the bulgur that I'm using. It says on the back to combine a cup of bulgur with 2 cups of water in a pot, bring to boil, cover, reduce heat, simmer, and let it cook for 12 minutes until it's tender. The recipe says to soak bulgur, put it in a large heat-proof bowl and cover with a half a cup of boiling water. Stir to combine and let it sit for 30 minutes to absorb the water and soften, and then fluff the fork. So that's what I'm going to do. This is what the bulgur looks like if you've never used it or have seen up close what it looks like before. It just really looks like a grain. All right, I have a half cup measuring cup, so it says a half a cup in a bowl, and then the instructions say a half a cup of water, boiling water. So this is coming just out of my kettle. I'm gonna just give this a little mix. I don't think this is gonna be enough water. The recipe on the back, or the instructions on the back, just said to drain the water after it has been completely softened. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more water. I wanna make sure that I have enough, and then I can drain it if I need to. All right, I'm gonna put a little plate on top of this, and I'm gonna let it set aside while the bulgur is absorbing all that hot water and getting nice and soft. I have some feta cheese, halved cherry tomatoes, a jalapeno. It said a quarter of a red onion. We're gonna need some lemon juice. This is 2 cups of parsley, my Kalamata olives there, and then some mint. It called for a half a cup, but this is all I have. I'm not gonna open up the other container because I need it for something else, but this will be plenty. And honestly, this looks like it's going to be a lot of food, but I'm anticipating that the tabbouleh salad is going to sit with us for a few days, so we'll be able to munch on it, so it won't go to waste. We love tabbouleh, so this is going to be so good. I've been wanting to make this for so long, and that day is finally here. Okay, let's move on to the next step. All right, we're going to make our salad dressing now, which is really simple. All we need is 1/3 of a cup of olive oil. This is the olive oil that I'm using. I found this at Marshall's for 20 bucks. And then we're gonna need about 4 tablespoons of some fresh lemon. I'm just gonna use a mason jar here, and I'm just gonna eyeball the oil. And next we're going to add our lemon juice, 4 tablespoons. If you like it less sour, then use 3 tablespoons of lemon. If you don't have lemon juice, you can also use these True Lemon packets. These are really good. 1 packet is the equivalent of a wedge of lemon. All right, I think a little bit of salt and pepper. Some salt to taste. Some pepper. All right, there's our dressing, all finished. Sorry about the light, guys. It is overcast, and you know, fifth wheels don't have the best of lighting. Our tabbouleh is done soaking, so I'm gonna strain this in the sink. I'm just gonna drain out as much water as I can so it's not too wet. All right, this is what the tabbouleh is looking like. It's nice and fluffy. The instructions next said to finely mince parsley and mint and to add that to the tabbouleh. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my mint. I'm gonna add the 2 cups of parsley, and we're gonna mix this really well. I am such a messy cook. It takes me sometimes forever to get a video recorded because I have to clean up in between, and I just don't want everything to look like a mess, and then it just takes up so much time. Well, this is smelling and looking beautiful. What do you think, guys? Do you like tabbouleh salad? Do you like yours lemony or not? This is looking good. So next, the instructions say to whisk up the dressing and add enough to the tabbouleh to moisten well, but don't drown it, and reserve extra dressing. And then we're gonna cover and chill until we're ready to serve. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some of the dressing that we just made, not all of it. Then we'll get this in the refrigerator to chill, and then we'll make our piccata, our lemon chicken piccata. I'm gonna give this a little taste just for seasoning. It's really good. I didn't even cook the bulgur. I just let it sit in the hot water. I did add more hot water just to make sure that it stayed hot, and I think it came out great. So I'm gonna get this wrapped up, put in the refrigerator to chill, and then we are going to start on our lemon chicken piccata. All right, the tabbouleh salad is in the refrigerator just chilling out, and we will toss everything together when it comes time to eat. In the meantime, we are going to just rinse off our chicken, and we're going to slice the chicken. I'm only gonna use 2 of these today, and then the other 2 I'm gonna use for our heroes? Put the pronunciation in the comments if you know how to pronounce those sandwiches. Gyro, G-Y-R-O, or gyro. The next thing we need to do is we need to slice our chicken. So it says to slice it this way to get 4 pieces. So that's what I'm gonna do. Go ahead, and this will help your chicken to cook faster. All right, I just tried to make it a little bit thinner, so I'm gonna end up with 5 pieces. And I'm gonna save this little tenderloin, or this little strip for our sandwiches. I'm gonna cook all that later. I'm gonna pat my chicken dry, and then we're gonna cut each of these pieces into halves. So they're smaller pieces. Does this look normal to you, this texture of the meat? I don't know. But I'm going to set it aside. I'm not gonna cook it today. It's too thin anyways. And I'm just gonna stick with these pieces right here. All right, let's go ahead and season these with a little bit of salt and pepper. Some pepper. Next, we're going to lightly dredge them in some flour. Behind me, I have my skillet getting nice and hot. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and flip. I'm gonna take these out and throw these in my oven. We're going to add these, the last three. I think it would have been better if I had just left the breast sliced in half and not like made it into smaller pieces. I don't know that I really like that, but I'm just following the recipe. So the recipe says to add a little bit more olive oil, so I'm going to give just a little bit more olive oil. And then it said to melt the butter in the pan with the oil. So we're going to let that butter melt in the oil before we add the rest of our ingredients. Okay, now we can add our capers, white wine or chicken broth. I don't have white wine, so I'm just going to use some chicken broth and the lemon juice. Okay, we're gonna add our chicken back to the pan and we're just gonna let this simmer for 4 or 5 minutes until the chicken reaches the internal temperature of 165.
Are you gonna do the same?
I don't know. Amato says he's gonna make a chicken tabbouleh salad with the chicken piccata that I have that I thought was gonna be Mediterranean, but it really was Italian. Joke's on me. Anyways, this is what the tabbouleh salad looks like and our chicken piccata. I think that looks good, huh?
Yeah, I think mine's gonna look better. But
Of course, yours always looks better. I'll have to show you a picture of what his plate is going to look like. But this is what my plate looks like. We're not bougie here. We eat off of paper plates. So that's what I'm having for dinner. And I'll show you what Amato's looks like after he plates his up. This is really how he makes his food. He loves to mix his food, and he will eat his food as a bowl instead of separate on the plate like most of us will eat it.
what do you mean most of us? You sound like I'm all...
What?
What do you mean most of us?
Like most of us would put like some tabbouleh on one side and chicken on the other side, but you're just gonna mix it and pile it on all together. Watch, they'll see. That's what I meant. Oh my god, that's yogurt, by the way. It's all the cream and the fat on top. Oh, he's going in with some hot sauce.
That's it.
That's it. This is Amato's creation, everybody. What do you think? All right, everybody, I am going to leave you off here. What did you think about Amato's dinner plate? He called his plate a chicken piccata tabbouleh salad, a fusion between Italian and Mediterranean. I think it's great. So that's what we're gonna label the video. Tomorrow, oh, don't forget to leave me a comment in the comment section telling me what you thought about his dinner. And be sure to come back tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be making some falafels. I have pretty much all the prep work already done. My garbanzo beans are soaking, and I'm also gonna make a homemade hummus to go along with it. We haven't even touched the pita bread, so I might break out the pita bread, and then we have a little bit of the tabbouleh salad left over. He's gonna bring some to work, and then we're just gonna finish the rest off tomorrow for dinner. Well, thanks for watching the video, everybody. I'll see you back here tomorrow where we continue our Mediterranean feast. Bye, everybody.